Welcome back to my channel. If your orchid is in a condition where the leaves are soft, wrinkled, lacking vitality, and the whole plant looks weak and underdeveloped, then do not worry too much. As long as you understand the cause correctly and use the right treatment, the plant can still gradually recover, the leaves can become firm again, new roots can emerge, and the overall vitality of the plant can improve significantly. First of all, when we see an orchid with wilted or wrinkled leaves, we need to understand that this is not something that happens randomly. There is always a specific cause behind it. In some cases, the plant becomes dehydrated because it has not been watered for a long time. In other cases, the roots may have rotted, been damaged, or no longer function properly, so they are unable to absorb water and nutrients to nourish the plant. In addition, if the plant is regularly exposed to direct sunlight for extended periods, the leaves can also lose moisture quickly, the leaf tissue can burn, and the leaves can become soft and wrinkled. Therefore, if you want to save an orchid effectively, the first thing you need to do is carefully observe the plant in order to determine the actual condition of the roots and the environment in which it is growing. If you find that some roots are damaged, rotten, or completely dried out, then you need to cut off all of those roots. This is a very important step. That is because damaged roots are no longer able to nourish the plant, and, on the contrary, they can become a place where fungi and bacteria accumulate, making the condition of the plant more and more serious. When the damaged roots are removed, the plant will be relieved of some of its burden, while also allowing the remaining healthy parts to focus on recovery and stimulate the formation of new roots later on. After cutting away the damaged roots, you should wash the orchid thoroughly under running water. This step helps remove dirt, bacteria, and any residue still clinging to the plant. For a weakened orchid, careful cleaning is very necessary because it allows the plant to enter the recovery phase in a safer condition and reduces the risk of further infection. Next, one way to help the plant regain strength more quickly is to use sugar. Here, you use 2 teaspoons of sugar mixed with 2 liters of water. Many people may be surprised, but during the stage when the plant is weakened, sugar can serve as a temporary source of supportive energy. When the plant is weak and the roots are not functioning efficiently, its ability to absorb nutrients is reduced, so supplementing it with such a mild solution can help give the plant better conditions for a faster recovery. This solution is especially suitable in the early stage, when the plant has just been treated, the damaged roots have just been cut off, and it needs to stabilize its vitality again. After preparing the solution, soak the orchid in it for about 2 hours. This amount of time gives the plant a chance to come into even contact with the water and gradually absorb the necessary components. After soaking for 2 hours, take the plant out and replant it in a new environment. Moving it into a new environment is very important because if the old growing medium has retained moisture for too long, become infected with fungi, or is no longer airy, the plant will have a very difficult time recovering. A new growing environment that is cleaner, more airy, and more suitable will create favorable conditions for the plant to stabilize and begin rebuilding its root system. After replanting, you need to maintain daily watering with a moderate amount of water. The purpose is to prevent the plant from continuing to fall into a dehydrated condition, while at the same time keeping the area around the roots at a stable level of moisture. However, watering every day does not mean keeping the growing medium constantly soaked. The important thing is to maintain balanced moisture so that the plant does not dry out, but the roots also do not become waterlogged. In addition, you should place the plant in a cool, airy location with gentle light and avoid direct sunlight. This is a very important factor during the recovery stage. That is because at this time the plant is still weak, the leaves are losing water, and the roots have not yet fully recovered. So if the plant continues to be exposed to harsh sunlight, it will lose water even faster, the leaves will become even more wrinkled, and the plant's ability to recover will decrease significantly. After about 1 month of proper care, you will begin to see positive changes in the plant. The leaves will gradually become firmer, the leaf surface will look less wrinkled, and the roots will also begin to show signs of growing again. This is a signal that the plant has started to adapt to the new environment and that the recovery process is moving in a positive direction. However, in order for the plant to recover more strongly and develop more steadily, we can continue to provide another supportive solution. In the next step, use 4 cloves of garlic and cut them into small pieces. Then put them into 500 milliliters of warm water. Next, add 1 small spoonful of honey. After preparing the mixture, cover it tightly and place it in a cool place for about 3 hours. After that time, strain out the liquid and add more water until you have a total of 2 liters of diluted garlic and honey solution. This is a natural liquid fertilizer that can be used to support the orchid during the recovery stage. You can use this solution to water the orchid. In addition, you can also pour it into a spray bottle and spray it directly onto the leaves. When sprayed onto the leaves, the solution will help keep the leaf surface cleaner, while also allowing the plant to receive some light nourishment through the foliage. Garlic contains natural active compounds and essential oils that can help repel or reduce the presence of some insects that are harmful to orchids. As a result, the plant is not only supported in terms of nutrition and recovery, but it is also better protected against some unfavorable factors from the surrounding environment. However, after watering or spraying this solution, you should still continue placing the plant in a cool, airy place away from direct sunlight. That is very important so that the plant has time to rest, absorb the solution gradually, and not be stressed by high temperatures or overly intense light. If you patiently follow this process for about 2 months, you will see a very noticeable change in your orchid. The leaves will become greener, the leaf surface will become firmer, the stiffness of the leaves will improve significantly, and the overall shape of the plant will look much healthier. If you find this content helpful, do not forget to support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing so you can follow more new videos. Thank you for watching all the way through. I wish you success in applying this method and hope you will soon have healthy green orchids again with beautiful leaves and a strong root system. See you again in the next videos. you.